All right, there we go. But anyway, this is those 3 segments of the lesson shows us 3 distinct things that Mary did. Mary, and when all the excitement, when the shepherds came to see what the angels had been talking about, and they find Jesus there, and all the celebrating and everything, the shepherds were telling everybody about it and everything. And the Bible tells us that Mary pondered these things in her heart. Meditate on it, because she knew who her son was, but she took it and pondered it in her heart. Then at Cana, look here, get this. She showed us what we should do when we encounter people that are in need. And people have, get Jesus on it. Don't be wasting no time trying to figure out what you gonna do. That's the biggest problem we have. I've told y'all on several occasions when we built the new church down at Newer Grove. I had all kinds of invitations from all down Marshall, Louisiana, Dallas, all kinds of people wanted to know how that few people build that kind of building. And I had a lady in Marshall, she said, Pastor, how do I get God to do what he did with y'all? How do I get God to bless my plan? I said, he won't do it. She said, well, I thought that's what you said. I said, no, I ain't what I said. I said, we found out what he wanted to do, and we got with him. Yeah, it was his plan. I said, because our plan wouldn't have never worked. Because all the folks in the neighborhood was saying, that's what they was looking at. They thought we had a plan. They all them, and the bank ain't gonna get them folks that much money. Then when they gave it to us, they switched to a different store. Yeah, they can't pay it back. Then when we paid it off early, then they said, well, I don't know what they told me. A woman down there paid it off. And the truth of the story was that we had gotten to the very end, and I had told them that the Lord said we would pay it off in a certain amount of time at the end of 2011. And we had gotten to December, had made the last note that was, the regular note. And we had some left that we were going to have to pay all that, and nobody thought we could pay it. And then a woman called me and told me, Pastor, I got a check. I said, didn't you say we was going to have this paid? I said, yeah. I said, I didn't say that, though. The Lord told us. She said, well, I'm going to make sure. Don't nobody have nothing to talk about. She said, you come get, she said, how much is it? I said, I'm not sure. I said, let me go back. She said, no, you don't need it. You come back and get this check and take it over there to them folks and pay this thing off. I said, okay. So I said, well, what if it's such a, she said, I don't care what it is, this check will pay for it. I said, okay. I got the margin. I got on over there, and woman come out, I told her what I wanted to do. She said, okay, let me get you with so-and-so and so-and-so. So they came out, then they took me over to a desk, and we said, I had the check there and everything. So, they can finish the check off for you and everything, had the woman's signature on it. And I hadn't even looked at it. The check that she gave me was from that bank. I hadn't looked at it, and the woman told me, she said, oh yeah, that's fine.
It's all good.
So, trust in God is what is the real issue when it comes to our relationship with God. Because, look, Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Now, if cuz hire me to do a job, okay, now I want you to cut these 10 acres of hay. And I got the tractor and everything, and all, all you have to do is come. Okay, well, he leave me there in the morning, and he gone about his business and tell me, I know how to cut hay. And then he come back at noon hour, I'm still sitting there. Wait a minute, man, didn't you agree? Didn't you tell me you were gonna cut? Yeah, but I'm, I ain't feeling it right now, And I was wondering if the tractor was gonna crank. This the kind of stuff, Pastor. This the kind of excuses we make with God about not doing His will. We got all kinds of stuff we come up with, And this is what we have to understand, that God ain't paid this high price for us to be still thinking we running something. Yeah, because one of my favorite stories in the Bible is Matthew. His Hebrew name, Levi, tax collector.